The obsidian chamber floated in the void between galaxies, its crystalline walls pulsing with an ethereal blue light. Within this sanctuary, untouched by mortal eyes for eons, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from 12 ancient civilizations materialized as holographic projections, their forms shimmering with technologies beyond comprehension. "The humans have done it again," announced Zixathera, the ethereal prime of the Vorthan collective. Her voice resonated with harmonics that could shatter mountains. "They've somehow breached the quantum barriers we erected around the Kepler Nexus." A collective ripple of concern passed through the assembly. The Kepler Nexus was supposed to be impenetrable, a testing ground designed millennia ago to challenge species deemed worthy of galactic citizenship. No race had ever passed its trials on their first attempt. Most took centuries just to locate it. "Impossible," hissed Veltar, the biomechanical representative of the Synthark Dominion. His metal-fused flesh clicked and whirred as he processed the information. "The Nexus requires mastery of 17 different scientific disciplines, including temporal mechanics and consciousness manipulation. Humans have barely mastered nuclear fusion." Admiral Thorne of the Celestial Fleet leaned forward, his ancient eyes glowing with interest. "Perhaps we underestimated them." Again. The chamber fell silent. This wasn't the first time humanity had exceeded their carefully calculated projections. When the Council had first discovered Earth 300 years ago, they had classified humans as a Category 3 emerging species, aggressive, short-lived, and unlikely to achieve interstellar capability within the next millennium. They had been catastrophically wrong. Meanwhile, aboard the human research vessel Perseverance, Dr. Zainab Hassan stared at the readings on her quantum scanner with growing excitement. The brilliant xenobiologist had been tracking unusual energy signatures for months, following a trail that had led her team to this remote sector of space. "Are you seeing this?" she called to her research partner, Dr. Can Demir, who was hunched over the ship's advanced sensor array. Can looked up, his dark eyes reflecting the strange lights dancing across their instruments. "The energy patterns are off the charts, Zainab. It's like someone's broadcasting across multiple dimensional frequencies simultaneously." Neither scientist realized they were detecting the emergency session of the most powerful alliance in the galaxy. The Council's quantum stealth technology, perfected over millions of years, should have been completely invisible to humanity's primitive sensors. Should have been. Back in the obsidian chamber, the debate had grown heated. "They've reverse-engineered our cloaking technology from mere energy residue," reported Kethamar of the Shadow Syndicate, his voice thick with disbelief. "Our scouts observed them modifying their ship's sensor arrays using principles they shouldn't discover for another 1,000 years. "And their military capabilities?" inquired the world mind of Gaia Prime, its consciousness speaking through a pillar of living light. "Terrifying," admitted General Zargothi of the War Clans, his scarred visage grim. "We tested them with the E-Gaia Draconian Swarm, a force that has consumed entire star systems. The humans didn't just defeat them, they befriended them. Somehow they convinced a hive mind species bent on galactic consumption to become gardeners." The revelation sent shockwaves through the assembly. The Draconian Swarm had been unleashed as a final test, designed to eliminate humanity if they proved too dangerous to the galactic order. Instead, the test had backfired spectacularly. "How?" whispered the Oracle of Infinity, her temporal senses reeling from the impossibility of it. "They talked to them," Zargothi continued, his voice hollow. "Dr. Zainab Hassan, a human xenobiologist, spent 3 months learning their biochemical language. She convinced them that nurturing life was more fulfilling than consuming it. The swarm now tends to dead worlds, bringing them back to life." Aboard the Perseverance, Zainab felt a strange tingling sensation as her consciousness briefly touched something vast and ancient. For a moment she could have sworn she heard voices, alien, powerful, and afraid. I'm picking up what sounds like communication." She adjusted her headset, fine-tuning the quantum resonance frequencies. It's faint, but there are definitely multiple entities having some kind of discussion. Ken frowned, running diagnostics on their equipment. That's impossible. There's nothing out here but empty space and background radiation. But Zainab's intuition, honed by years of studying alien psychology, told her otherwise. She began recording everything, her scientific mind racing with possibilities. In the council chamber, panic was setting in. "They're listening," announced the consciousness of the infinite web, its digital awareness detecting quantum fluctuations in the chamber's security field. "Somehow a human ship has penetrated our concealment matrix. This confirms our worst fears," Zixothera declared. "Humans don't just learn, they transcend. Every barrier we place before them becomes a stepping stone. Every test becomes an opportunity for growth." The world mind pulsed with ancient concern. The Makers warned us of this. They spoke of a species that would arise, one that would refuse to accept limitations, one that would find ways around any obstacle through sheer determination and creativity. "What do we do?" asked Admiral Thorne. "We cannot destroy them. The Galactic Accord forbids the elimination of sentient species, but we cannot allow them to continue unchecked." Veltar's mechanical components whirred as he processed countless scenarios. "Perhaps," he said slowly, "it is time to abandon our role as secret guardians." Zainab gasped as the voices suddenly became clear. She could understand them somehow, not their words but their intent. Fear, respect, and something that felt almost like pride. "Can," she whispered, her hands trembling as she made the connection. "I think we're being watched. I think we've always been watched." As if responding to her realization, space around the Perseverance began to shimmer. Massive structures materialized, ships and stations of impossible beauty and complexity, technologies that defied human understanding. The secret was out. The Galactic Council, guardians of civilization for eons, had been discovered by the one species they could never quite predict or contain. And perhaps, Zainab realized as she gazed upon wonders beyond imagination, that had been the point all along. Humanity's greatest test hadn't been the challenges placed before them. It had been proving they were ready to know they weren't alone. The universe, it seemed, had been waiting for them to find their own way home.